another installment of The Girl in the Centerfold by Surrey Marshe. Hold on one second, I think I hear my cat. Hi! There's a baby. Ugh. Say hello. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So this is the story of Surrey Marshe. She's so distracting. She was Playmate of the Month 1967 for January. She wrote this book in 1969 when she was about 22 or 23 years old. So this is a super interesting look at Playboy, a tale that isn't often able to be told because Playboy squashed any stories that they didn't want people to know about them. I don't know why this one got out, if they thought it was okay or if they just didn't know about it at first, but it did come out in 1969 and it just has a lot of tales that validate things that people from today have said about Playboy, about Hugh Hefner and their experience there. And also has a lot of interesting, fresh insight, even though the book is older. So if you want to, you can just listen to this chapter, or if you need to start at the beginning, you can click the playlist, which I'll put in the info box below. And it has every chapter in order, so you can just start with chapter 1 and just listen through. Okay? So thank you guys so much for joining. Thanks again for waiting. It's been 9 days since my last installment, so I'm excited to see what happens next. So where we left off, Surrey just had her photo shoot with Alexis Urba. She had her Playboy photo shoot, basically, and we saw how excruciating it was to just get 3 pictures. It took a whole week. And in the end of that chapter, she gets back on a plane and goes back to New York, where she works at the Playboy Club. So chapter 9, Biff. That makes me think of Back to the Future. When I returned to New York, about the first thing that happened was that the phone rang. I'd been home a few hours. I'd gone to my apartment on East 83rd Street and First Avenue, unpacked and taken a walk. I don't usually go for walks. I'd much rather get my exercise with the boogaloo. What does that mean? I walk when I'm restless, and that I sure was. I had the strangest feeling that some big change was going to occur in my life. I'd been in America about 10 months. I'd gotten off the plane a dum-dum from Store Elvdal. I'd mastered a new language and made my own way in a strange world. I'd exchanged my bunny fur for a bunny costume, and then no costume at all, and in the process associated with the beautiful people and become a beautiful people. Playboy was it, in, the scene. I was about to be Playboy's playmate. Nobody could be more with it than I was. Could they? Then why was I so restless? And why did I feel something was going to happen? As I returned to my apartment about 9 o'clock, I heard the phone ringing. Can you guys hear my cat eating? She's like, oh, you're going to film something? Let me come inside and start doing stuff. I heard the phone ringing. Hurriedly, I opened the door and ran inside, suddenly sure this phone call was the big change. I snatched up the receiver. Hello, I said. On the other end, I heard a deep, melodious voice. He said the most beautiful thing that just thrilled me to death. Hello, he said. His name was Biff. My affairs, escapades, escapes, mistakes, futilities, and embarrassments with the opposite sex would ordinarily be nobody's business but mine. But I don't see how it is possible to write about being a playmate and bunny and part of the Playboy empire without telling it as it was. I can't be so phony as to pretend to be an ingenue, the sweet little girl next door. Girl next door, shout out! I might fool others, but I wouldn't fool myself. And it seems highly ridiculous to me for anyone to suppose that a girl can run around with half her boobies and hindy exposed in a bunny costume, or disrobe entirely and have her picture published for millions and millions of readers, and have her do anything other than what real bunnies do. Aren't those carrots delicious? What? Come here. You want to sit here? That is a baby girl. Okay. So now you want down. I didn't give her attention, so she's like smacking my elbow down here. Now I give her attention. She wants down. Okay. This is all dreadfully difficult to tell. In the introduction I wrote, all the information set forth in this book is true. The names of a few have been changed to protect the wicked. This chapter is full of changed names and nameless men. How come you picked the name Biff? Who in the hell have ever heard of Biff? Couldn't you pick something with character to it, like Richard Burton? I'm not suggesting that I think these guys are wicked necessarily, but it is necessary to protect them anyway. I just wish I knew a way to protect myself. I guess there isn't. I want one thing understood at the outset. This is no exercise in self-pity. I'm not seeking sympathy as a sweet, young, 18-year-old dum-dum from Norway who was taken advantage of by wicked American men. Forget it. I've been dumb, all right. More, I've been incredibly stupid. But then, maybe I haven't. I've forgotten more than most girls my age know. Or, better, what parents of girls my age think they know. I've had some very interesting experiences. A minute of which I wouldn't have missed. Well, maybe a few minutes. I've certainly not been taken advantage of, except for that fellow who rescued me from Cos Cob. I've just got to go to Cos Cob sometime. Because if you remember, she actually said that she lived in Cos Cob, but she didn't. It was just like a pseudonym for another neighborhood that she lived in. I think that's the guy who told her, like, he would take her to live with the Swedish girls the next day, and that they had to stay in a hotel room that night, but they really didn't. I'm no great expert on birds and bees, but it has been a while since I didn't know that a man does things with hands besides slap. I'm no great expert on birds and bees, but it has been a while since I didn't know that a man does things with hands besides snap his knuckles. I've never been afraid of a man. No man has ever gotten me to do anything against my will. But then there was Pompeo Posar, wasn't there? I've always wanted to do what I did, at least at the time I was... No, that's not right either. What I mean is that I'm the one responsible, rightly or wrongly. No man can get a woman to bed unless she wants to, but then she can be made to want to, can't she? I said this was difficult to write, not alone because of my own embarrassment and the predictable attitudes of at least some people reading this, but also because I don't understand myself or my actions. I think Mr. Hefner ought to hop onto his rotatable bed, take a couple of spins, and write another installment of the Playboy philosophy. Only this ought to be called the Playgirl philosophy, in which he explains the whys, how comes, and where is all this leading that the girl wants to know. Perhaps I can supply him some background material on one girl. When I was a girl, I dreamed, along with being beautiful and famous, that I would be in love. I didn't dream of marriage particularly, for marriage to me has always been dirty pans, dirty diapers, housework, wrinkles, and boredom. I dreamed that I would be hopelessly in love with and utterly adored by... Oh God, I can't write this. These are the most personal, private thoughts. This is me, where I live. This isn't fiction. I'm not using a pen name. I'm a real person. I have friends. They like me. I can't... It's nobody's business. So I posed. So I can't write this. When I was a girl, I dreamed that I would be hopelessly in love with and utterly adored by a guy who was tall, dark, handsome, with a beautiful body, tender, romantic. We would have a special communication between us that transcended space and time, a special passion, music all our own, and joy. Such joy. And then it goes into italics of like quoting. I think maybe it's remembering like the past. What are you doing? Let go of me. Get your hand off my head. Pushing, struggling. Let go of me, you queer. Sorry. You creep. More struggle, more pushing. Anger, blind rage, ferociously rolling and kicking him to the floor. You pig, you creep, get out, get out. Who needs you? Who wants you? I never want to lay eyes on you. Oh, damn, I hate you. I still have the dream. I've never gotten over it. I don't think I'll ever get over it, even though I know it is ridiculous. I guess. But maybe this time, this guy, this special thing. Why not? What's wrong with it? Everybody does it. Are you something special? Take Freddie, my first love in the new world. He was the dream, standing right there, love and desire in his eyes, so beautiful. What a natural, beautiful thing to be loved and give love. How many guys you had, Solveig? None? My God, I've had 13. But what happened to it? What did his love have? Why did his love have to go away? And mine too. And why did awful boredom have to set in? According to the new morality, I was very lucky. So was Freddie. We discovered that all we had was a sexual attraction and not a lot of that. If we had been straight-laced about our relationship, we probably would have gotten married to legitimate the sex. Wasn't it sensible to have discovered that there wasn't anything of substance between us? Weren't we lucky to discover it so soon? Oh, baby, we really got it. We really make music. We're special. You're so gorgeous. Nobody's ever turned me on like you do, baby. You feel it too, don't you? Like the air's full of sparks, baby? Don't that feel good, baby? Oh my, yes, so lucky. But what do you do when a new dream stands there tomorrow, or next week, or next month? Some girls need a lot of luck, I guess. So it keeps going in and out of the italics, so I hope that's clear to you guys and not confusing. What are we stopping here for? I thought you were driving me home. All right, I'll see your place, but only for a moment. What are you doing? Put your damn pants on. Get off of me. Get off of me. I don't want you. I don't need you. Pig, creep, who do you think you are? You don't do it for a long time, and everybody makes a big thing of it. I've had 13. And then you meet a Freddie. Why not? What's wrong with it? Everybody does it. You're away from home. Nobody'll know. You're scared, but you're in love. You want to get it over with, and you do, and nothing much happens except you're disappointed. The sun doesn't fall out of the sky. The earth doesn't move. Nothing much happens at all. There's something inside you, and a lot of movement and a warm sensation. Is that all? Is that what all the books are about? And the movies? And the talk? Is that all? You look at yourself in the mirror. You don't look any different. There's no mark on you anywhere. Then a guy rescues you from Cos Cob. Why not? What's wrong with it? Everybody does it. You don't love him. You hardly know him. But where are you going to sleep? So you do, but you don't. Your mind goes off to a very private place where only you dwell. And you are very lonely and excruciatingly aware of every sight and sound and feeling. You can hear a watch ticking across the room. You are alive, more alive than you've ever been in your life, and it is wonderful and precious in your private place, and you feel sorry that nobody can join you there. Poor man. He's way down below, doing his thing, but you're not part of it. You're way up here. Will anyone ever join you here? Will that be love? And when it is over, this is so sad. when it is over, and you return to Earth, you are unchanged. You still draw breath. Your heart still beats. There is not a mark on you. And then you go to work at the Playboy Club and become one of the beautiful people. Sorry, guys. You're gorgeous with long, long, long legs and half a hindy, and yes, they're my boobies. The bunny is so much, in italics, the bunny is so much a glorification of the American girl that the word bunny has become a synonym for a beautiful and glamorous young lady. And you're so thrilled to be at last one of the beautiful people. I told you there was a trigger warning for this whole book, but I should have said it at the beginning of this chapter too. You're so thrilled to be at last one of the beautiful people. What do you do, Solveig? You're a bunny? A Playboy bunny? Really? Hey, is it true that if you bend over... I don't know what that question was. The beautiful people come to the door. Solveig. Yes, sir. This is Marco, a key holder and good friend of mine. Marco. Solveig. Solveig. Marco. Ever see one this big? See, your hand won't go around it. My God, maybe this is what it takes. Maybe this time. I don't want your damn $100. You fall in love with a room director. Rule number 522.4. Bunnies are forbidden to date employees of the club. This rule applies to room directors. Nobody knows about you and Al. You flirt during the day with secret little looks and movements that are your special language of love. You meet in the evenings at a discotheque, and you have such fun, and you are so happy. Oh, Al, you're in seventh sky. Surely this time. Ugh, I hate reading this. Surely this time. Oh, baby, did I ever go? How about you? I figure you went real nice, right, baby? Sure, Al, sure, real nice. You're on a date with Al. Solveig, there's somebody over here dying to meet you, and you'll never guess who. Blank, the famous actor. Girls falling over him, and he's dying to meet you. You never heard of him? Blank, the star of the Blank Show, on television every week, the one where he has the girls and... Blank, this is Solveig. Solveig, this is Blank. Hi, Solveig. Hello. Would you care to dance, Solveig? You're a great dancer, Solveig. Say, Solveig, I'd like to see you later. I'm sorry, but say, whatever happened to Al? He'll be back. I'll take you home. But I'm with Al. Al isn't here, but I'll take you home. 83rd and 1st, driver. You look at the face, so handsome. Any woman would want him. Surely, this time. Surely. Then there is the Playboy executive with a capital E, an important man in the organization. You know him. Everybody knows him. He calls you at home to ask for a date. It is very flattering. You're a particularly beautiful people. Miss Dum-Dum of... Would you mind coming to my hotel? Then we'll go out to dinner. You go to his hotel, a big famous midtown hotel. If I name the hotel, will I be sued? You have defamed the good name and reputation of our hotel, which everyone knows. You feel like a tourist in the lobby. My, what a grand hotel. You phone him from the lobby. Come up to my room. The door is unlocked. Miss Dum-Dum, tell us when you first detected your special talent for... That you, Solveig? I'm in here, in the bedroom. I don't want to be Miss Dum Dum. Salve, you're beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you excite me so. A private place is a private place is a private place. How do you like to pose for the centerfold? Now, the blouse, please, off. I think you should do it, Salve, I really do. A warmly monochromatic bedchamber, 15-foot freestanding, Recco cut, James B. Lansing, Theodore Roosevelt, Humphrey, Surrey Marshe, Alexis Urba. Aren't you going to stand up? I moved in with Biff. When I was a little girl, you see, I had a dream and his name was Biff. Biff? I don't know any Biff. I know you don't, but we're about to change that. Where'd you get my number? From a guy at the Playboy Club, Dick. Dick? Oh, the assistant room director. I've been trying to reach you for 3 weeks. I've called every evening. I've been away, Chicago, shooting a centerfold. You're a Playmate? Hey, great man, you're on your way. I don't know about that. I heard you were interested in show business. I don't know, I thought about it, but look, I'm in show business. I'm a musician. I might be able to help you. Why don't you grab some of your photos, hop a cab, and come over to my place? I don't even know you. We'll get acquainted. You do have a nice voice. Come on, hop a cab. I'll pay the fare. Such generosity should not go unrewarded. Biff lived in the village. He was standing out front when the cab drew up. He shoved a bill at the driver and helped me out, or maybe it was the other way around. Biff looked like his voice. He was tall, deeply tanned, dark wavy hair, and the most ruggedly handsome face I've ever seen. He took me up to his apartment. It was on the 7th sky. He showed me around. His books, his records, playing some, and his photographs. He was a photographer as well as a musician. He looked at my photographs. Hey, you're good. You got it. Know that? I didn't know that. How about some wine? I've got some great wine. You're not going outside. You just came inside. I don't care much for wine. Oh, this is different. You'll love it. I loved it. We sat on the couch. How'd you like me to read you some poetry? I'd love poetry. And so, while I sipped red wine, he opened a book and began to read. No cats, you gotta do what they say. Okay. While I sipped red wine, he opened a book and began to read. It was many, many a year ago in a kingdom by the sea that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. If the sirens had been male, they would have sounded like... If the sirens had been male, they would have sounded like Biff. Deep, deep voice, resonant, passionate. She was a child and I was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee. With a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. Oh, I listened. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. He read some more poems. As far as I was concerned, he could never stop. If I'd ever known a moment could be this sweet, I'd have dreamed better dreams. But he did stop. Hey, I know something groovy. He went to a drawer and returned with 2 garments. Wouldn't it be groovy to put these on? They were bright red bikini bottoms. And so, attired in bright red bikini pants, Biff and I sat on his couch, sipping wine, while he read, taking some liberties with Poe. Is he wearing the bikini too? And so it lies happily, bathing in many a dream of the truth and the beauty of Surrey, drowned in a bath of the tresses of Surrey. She tenderly kissed me, she fondly caressed, and then I fell gently to sleep on her breast, deeply to sleep from the heaven of her breast. And I lie so composedly, now in my bed, knowing her love, that you fancy me dead. And I rest so contently, now in my bed, with her love at my breast, that you fancy me dead, that you shudder to look at me, thinking me dead. But my heart it is brighter than all of the many stars in the sky, for it sparkles with Surrey. It glows with the light of the love of my Surrey, with the thought of the light of the eyes of my Surrey. Oh Lord, it was a moment such as I'd never known in my life. It exceeded my wildest dreams. He was so handsome, so manly, so tender, so passionate. I wanted him so. I was so passionate, so ready, so willing. Biff did it. He convinced me. There just had to be something wrong with me. Whatever great thing I expected must not exist. The fabled ecstasy of sex just had to be a male thing. For a woman, obviously, sex was loving a man and pleasing a man and being cuddled and being warm, and I wasn't about to knock it. That was a whole lot. Biff was wonderful. What woman could ask for more? I felt freed. At last I realized the truth. I had, I'd had all there was to have. I was foolish to have read all those books and believed all those stories. I had a wonderful guy. It was up to me to enjoy him, and I did. When I awoke in the morning, he was gone. An early rehearsal or something, but he left me a note. No one, neither angels nor demons, can ever dissever my soul from your soul. See you tonight. He did. After a month, our living apart became rather foolish. I subleased my apartment and moved in with him. Financially, I figured to be much further ahead, and I'd get more rest instead of running back and forth between apartments. It had to be the happiest time of my life. Bliss, thy name was Biff. Poetry and wine at night, love notes in the morning. It was hard to imagine that anything could ever dissever my soul from Biff's soul. And that is the end of chapter 9. Chapter 10 is called Dear Miss Marsh. So I hope you guys liked that chapter. That was disturbing. Sorry for the crying interruption. I hope that you guys could understand it. It gets confusing when she goes back and forth from italics to regular. I feel like I've been able to just kind of like act it out until now, but that one was like longer. So let me know if it is confusing and you want me to just say like, now this is italics. Now this is her speaking or something like that going further or going forward. Very interesting. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And have a lovely day. Bye.